Okay, so this is out, then pull the steering wheel, then that's it, and then pull the connector out. So that's it. VW has a friendly reminder for you right here. This is the issue. Hi guys, welcome back to today's video. So today we have an issue which was self-inflicted because the last time I was working on my car's electronics, I forgot to unplug the battery, and guess what? It led to this issue. This is not going away. So when I was working on the car to remove the steering wheel control module, okay, I'm sorry about the music. So I was working on the steering wheel control module just to check the part number so that I can be able to then know which part number to upgrade with so that it can be able to support the multifunction steering wheel. And guess what? I forgot to unplug the battery. I then came up with a steering angle sensor issue. So when I was trying to diagnose the car, this is the fault code that I found. And after trying to go to basic settings, calibrate the steering wheel, calibrate the steering angle sensor, it couldn't work. Tried VCDS, it also didn't work. So on VCDS, it came up showing that the steering angle sensor is faulty. Today I'm going to try to fix that and see if what we're going to do is going to fix the issue. So the thing that I forgot to do last time was to unplug the negative battery terminal, which caused some self-inflicted pain, and I'm never going to forget to do that again. So this is what I'm trying to do right now. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is just to cover it with some fabric so that it does not go back to the battery. So right now I'm back in the car, and what I'm trying to do is to remove the steering wheel. Before getting the steering wheel out, what I'm going to do is to make sure that I remove these covers, because these covers are hiding the pin in which I need to pry from. So I need to remove these covers here. Then after removing these covers, I'm going to be able to get to the things that I need to pry behind the steering wheel. So let me get these covers off. I need to get something in here, so I'm not going to be able to do it while holding my okay. So this is the part that I needed to pry in. Get something in here, then separate these bits. So you can see right now it's separated. So I need to also do the same on the other side so that I can expose the two torque screws which are hidden here. So here's one here, over there. Then let me turn the steering wheel. Okay, now the steering wheel is turned. Now we're on the other side. So this is where I need to get the pry tool into. The most difficult thing is that I'm using only one hand, so it makes it a little bit difficult. Taking this out is not hard. Okay, so this is out. So now the steering wheel is straight, so I can try to pull this up. So what I'll need to do is just to lower this part right here, then pull the steering wheel back up, lock it in, then I'm able to pull this cover out. Just like that. So if it's fine with you, if you don't have a problem, you can also remove this part just to get this thing all the way out. You can pull this and also hold right here and pull back, but it will come just off. Make sure you don't break it because it's a little bit brittle. Then that's it. This is off. It's held in by this clip. They just clip in there. Now after removing that, we're now able to expose the two T20 torque screws that I was talking about. Okay, it's out. So after rotating the steering wheel the other side, I was able to expose the other one as well, which I'm just trying to get out. Okay, so luckily this screwdriver is magnetic. There's another torque screw which is right underneath here holding this cover in place. So I'm also going to remove that torque screw. So okay, now that those screws are out, so I think right now we have a little bit of space to then insert the screwdriver and poke out the airbag. I think with one hand it's going to be difficult. Let me just try to remove it, then I'll come back when it's now open, because right now I'm not able to be taking a video and also taking it out. So please allow me to put the phone down, then come back when it's out. Okay guys, I'm back. So I took out the airbag, which is a really easy thing to do only if you can see what you are doing. So the most difficult part is not seeing what you are doing and trying to do it while holding your phone on the other side. What I need to do is just to pull this. So what you need to do is just to pull the white clip and then pull the connector out. So that's it. Now the airbag is out. So what you need to do is to get the screwdriver in and around here, then pry out from the outside so that these pins, can you see how shiny it is because it was being pried on, so that this pin can release this connector here, this clip right there. then after that it will be out. So here's the airbag, it's now out. So the part that we need is just right behind the steering wheel. So now what we need to do is to take out the steering wheel. So for now, what I'm going to do is just to also remove this cover right here underneath, and we're gonna come to the steering wheel. So let's start with that, then come back here. So to remove the last screwdriver, what you need to do is to go back and pull this thing down again. After pulling it down, there's a hole right here where you need to remove the screwdriver. So here's the screwdriver. So my flashlight came off. I think the phone is now battery low. But anyway, the screwdriver is coming out. So as it came out, you saw that this column started coming loose. So that's all you needed to do. So make sure that it comes out with this rubber, because this rubber grommet is what's holding it back and not allowing it to release. So there's this rubber grommet here, which sits inside here. So as soon as the rubber grommet came out, this came off. What we need to go back onto is now the steering wheel. Then we're gonna get onto the steering angle sensor, which is right here. So if you ever forgot which platforms this car are made on, VW has a friendly reminder for you right here, PQ35 platform. So just in case you forget. So to remove a steering wheel, you'll need an M12 multi-spline socket just to remove the steering wheel. So it goes in here, then you remove it. So I'm gonna do that right now. So after removing the steering wheel, another thing I like doing is taping up the clock spring. I make sure I tape the clock spring all the time so that I don't ever make a mistake of spinning it and not knowing its exact position when I put it back. So yep. Then after that, we need to remove the steering wheel control module. This is the issue which led me to this issue. We'll need to remove a T8 screw. This T8 screw holds the steering wheel control module so that it doesn't fall off mistakenly. After removing the T8 screw, you need to put a wire through here just to unlock the steering wheel control module. So this is the place where the wire goes in. So you just need to put it through. It can be a little bit tricky, but it's not that difficult. There it is. Now this comes off. There's another clip at the back which you need to at least just remove by hand. I'm not sure if I can be able to show you. You just need to pull it out by hand. It's just underneath here. You just need to hold it, push it back in. Did you hear the click? Then it releases the steering wheel control module. There it goes. So I want to find out where the issue started. I really don't know where the issue started, but it's fine. Let me just get what needs to come out, then get what needs to go back in. So what we need to do right now is just to unclip the clock spring. You unclip it from here, push it back, push it back, push it back until you release it. So it's really that simple. This is the issue. Because at the beginning, when I tried to calibrate it, it was saying steering angle sensor not initialized. So that was the issue until I found out that the issue is way deeper than how I first thought it was. So that's what I need to do right now. I needed to initialize it, but after realizing that I cannot be able to initialize it, I realized that I just need to change it. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. So as you can see right now, the clock spring is just shaking a bit. All I need to do is just to unclip it. So the next clip is here. Then that's it. So as you can see, the clock spring is not spinning because I've taped it around here. So here's the clock spring in its entirety. So the issue is just this guy. This guy is the issue. How? I don't understand, but let me just compare it with the new one that I have. So here's the old one, which I don't really know how it died, but here it is. So the part number of the old one is 1K0959654. The part number for the new one is 1K0959654. I think the part numbers are the same. 654. 654. Yes, the part numbers are the same. So let me just get this one in and see if maybe we're going to have a better working thing. It's a little bit dusty, but is it going to work? We don't know. So there it goes. I hope it works, man. There it goes. Now what I need to do is just to put back the lock spring, which I'll just push in like this, and then make sure that it clipped where it used to clip before. So that lock spring is in. I'm hoping that my issue will be over, but we'll never know until we try. What I need to get back in is just to put on the steering wheel. So I'm just going to remove this tape out, lock spring in. There we go. Do you see the mark? The mark and the steering wheel are at the same place in which they were. So what I need to do is just to put back the screw of the steering wheel and then put everything back together, then see how things are going to go. But before I do that, I think it's best for me to put the steering wheel control module back in. So whether it's going to work or not, we're going to see later on in the video, but for now let me just try to push back the steering wheel control module back in. So let me try to get this aligned. Okay, this seems to be in, so I can get stuff in now. So let's put on the steering wheel bolt. Okay, so that's in. I have not torqued it up for now. I'll torque it up properly. I just want to get things back on, then I'll torque everything up back. What I need to get in right now is the T8 screw. I think it's fully in the way it seems. Let me put the cover underneath. The cover is fully seated. What I need to do is just to push it in so it clips and closes those gaps right there. Okay, I did both sides. So now that those are in, we can push back the steering wheel onto its original position. Push it back in, then lock up with the lever. So to get the airbag back on, you need to line this clip up with this part right here on the lock spring. Okay, so it went in. To put back the airbag, you don't have to struggle. You just have to push it in just like this. That's it. What I need to do is just to make sure that I put the battery where it needs to go into. Then I'll see if everything works well. So what I need to do right now is just to check up and see if I'll need to calibrate the steering wheel or will need to do basic settings via the VCDS. So the steering angle sensor is now on, but we're still having the fault on the dash. So what I'm going to do right now is just to see if I can calibrate it and see if it's going to work. So now the car is on. What I need to do is just to turn it all the way to the right. Hold it for a few seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to turn it all the way to the left and hold it for 10 seconds as well. 10. Then I'm going to turn it back to the center and see if everything works. So far it's still not turning off. Okay, all the way to the right again. Hold it there. All the way to the left. Hold it there. Then in the middle. So the steering angle sensor light is still on. What I'm going to do right now is just to scan the car and see what the issue is. So now I'm in the OBD11 app. So what I'm trying to see is the faults on the steering angle sensor. So let me see the green angle sensor, what it says. This fault may also be stored using the I don't want this steering angle sensor. Okay, so let me try to clear these faults and see which one comes back. The other one still comes on and says it's static. The fault may also be stored even though the steering angle sensor is properly calibrated. So I guess I need VCDS to be able to initialize the steering angle sensor. So the steering angle sensor fault is out. So what I did was just to do the same thing which was recommended on the way to calibrate the steering angle sensor. So now the steering angle sensor fault is now off, as you can see right now. So what I did was to turn the steering wheel all the way to the left, turn it all the way to the right, turn it back to the center, drive a bit, turn the steering wheel all to the left, turn it all the way to the right, then put it back onto the center, then drove a bit, then the light went off. So I guess the issue was with my original steering angle sensor, because when I checked, I realized that in between here, right here, I'm not sure if you're able to see, the steering angle sensor was scratched inside. So the PCB was scratched inside, which I think messed with the electronics. So now the car is back on. So right now I'm just going to try to take the car for a little drive, then I'm going to come back with a review of how things went. So I just came back, and when I turn on the key right now, the steering wheel angle sensor issue is gone. No longer comes back. The only thing that's supposed to be there, it's what's supposed to be there. So the issue was the steering angle sensor, which had died because I had scratched it unintentionally. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. So until then, we out.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt